A 31-year-old man has been charged in the killing of 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. Officials spoke about this incident today.
This crime will not be tolerated in our city. In this moment, we stand shoulder to shoulder as one community, united in love, but also committed to justice for this young couple.
Elias Rodriguez faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. The 2 staffers were attending an event to combat anti-Semitism just a few blocks away from the U.S. Capitol and the White House. Aaron Collins has been following the developments on the shooting. And Aaron, what have we learned about this attack?
But Ian, we know that Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram were attacked right here, right outside of this central D.C. museum last night. Shortly after 9 o'clock, the couple you mentioned, they were a couple, were here at a networking event for young diplomats looking to make inroads in that community. They were here after meeting at, both were employees at the Israeli embassy here in Washington. That's where they met. Apparently, they were actually set to get engaged just next week. And witnesses say shortly after 9 o'clock, as the couple was exiting this museum, a man approached a group that they were with, a group of 4, and began opening fire.
Heard gunshots, and then a man comes in. He looks really distressed, and people are talking to him and trying to calm him down. And eventually he comes over to where I was, and he goes, oh, what kind of museum is this? And I'm like, it's a Jewish museum. And he's like, do you think that's why they did this? And I'm like, oh, I don't think so. I don't think it's related. And then he reaches into his bag and pulls out a keffiyeh and says, I did it. I did this for Gaza, and just starts shouting Free Palestine, and that's when the police came in and arrested him.
As you heard there, Ian, the suspect was quickly arrested by police, and unfortunately the couple died here on the scene.
Yeah, so the suspect arrested, eyewitnesses with some pretty detailed accounts of not only what happened, but what they said, he said. Where does the investigation stand?
Yeah, chilling accounts from witnesses, and today we heard from investigators that they're trying to figure out what the suspect, Elias Rodriguez, who you heard was arrested, they're trying to figure out his movements in the days leading up to today. In fact, FBI investigators made an entry into his apartment in Chicago to try and get some clues there. We're hearing more about where that investigation's going to be moving in the future, but we do know that there has been some connections to the suspect and the pro-Palestinian movement. He was active in that movement. You can have a listen to how investigators see the suspect and where the investigation's going.
We're continuing to investigate and contact the subject's associates, his family members, and co-workers. We are also executing search warrants for his electronic devices, reviewing his social media accounts, and all of his internet postings.
We're going to continue, as I said, to investigate this as an act of terrorism and as a hate crime. And as we do so, we will bring additional charges whenever those charges are warranted.
And Ian, FBI investigators are asking anyone who has any sense of what Elias Rodriguez's movements were in the last couple of days to contact them.
And take us through some of the reaction.
Well, it was swift, and it was the kind of condemnation that you would expect after a brazen attack like this. You heard a quick response from the White House saying that this rise in anti-Semitism that we've seen not just here in D.C. and across the United States, but around the world needs to stop. And of course, the Israeli government, obviously, very vocal about this tragic nature of this. Have a listen to their ambassador who spoke right here at this scene today.
Anti-Semitism is not new. It's as old as the Jewish people are. But this form of anti-Semitism takes on a new form. The person who shot these 2 young people dead last night screamed, "Free, free Palestine." This is done in the name of a political agenda to eradicate the State of Israel. The State of Israel is now fighting a war on 7 fronts. This is the 8th front.
So, Ian, of course, this attack coming as tensions continue to rise between Israel and Palestine, Palestinians in Gaza as Israel ramps up their attacks in that part of the world.
Okay, Aaron Collins in Washington. Thank you.